I'd like to welcome the veteran politician, Honorable R. Sampanthan, former opposition leader, parliamentarian, and leader of the Tamil National Alliance, TNA. Sampanthan joined the Ilangai Tamil Arasu Katchi federal party in 1956. He served as a member of parliament from 77 to 83 and from 97 to 2000. He's a lawyer who has led the Tamil National Alliance since 2001. He has also been a member of parliament since 2001 and was a leader of the opposition from September of 2015 to December of 2018. Without further ado, Honorable R. Sampanthan.
I'm thankful to the organizers who have invited me to say a few words at the event. State land, the manner in which it has been used, has been the main issue of contention ever since the country attained independence. I might start my statement with a reference to some figures which will indicate the extent to which state land has been used to transform the demographic composition of the northern and eastern provinces, which have been recognized as areas of historical habitation of the Tamil-speaking people. In 1947, when the country attained independence, a certain singular population in the country, and in 1981, which is the last available census before the summit in 83, we see the difference between the single population in 47 and 81. There was an increase of 27%, which is the natural increase of the single population in the whole country between 47 and 81. 27%. Comparatively, in the eastern province, the single population in the same period, between 47 and 81, increased by 880%, which means that while the natural increase of the single population in the whole country was 2.5 times between 47 and 81, in the eastern province the increase was 9 times over, 880%, which demonstrates the extent to which the single population from outside the north and the east have been brought and settled in the eastern province. This was seen by a late Tamil leader, Mr. Trincomalee, as a very dangerous situation. And negotiated with Mr. with somebody on the Lanka, Prime Minister, in 1957, and there was the Lanka Pact, in terms of which regional councils were created and power over colonization was entrusted to the regional councils. There was also permission made for regions to integrate beyond provincial boundaries. The pact was not implemented, unfortunately, and subsequently negotiations went on. There was massive resistance to large-scale settlement of singular people in the eastern province, particularly Lampali and Trincomalee districts. Irrigation schemes were restored and people brought from outside and settled, denying the rights to the local people. In 1965, there was a Lanka Pact, where again the question of colonization was addressed, and it was decided that there would be a priority basis on which state land will be allocated. The first would be to landless persons in the district, in regard to state land in the north and the east. Second would be to landed persons in the north and the east, in any district in the northeast. Third would be to landed persons in the rest of the country, preference being given to Tamil citizens. So the Bandaranaike-Sri Pact and the Sri Pact accepted the fundamental concern of the Tamil people in the preservation of the linguistic and cultural identity of the Northeast, and ensured that colonization would not be used as an instrument to transform this identity. The third agreement was the Indo-Sri Lanka Agreement in 1987 July, where it was accepted that the northern eastern provinces were the areas of historical habitation of the Tamil people, and that on that basis they would be amalgamated to form one unit of devolution subject to a referendum, because that was not being held and which was never intended to be held. So continuously from 1947 onwards, the preservation of the linguistic identity and the cultural identity and the historical habitation of the Tamil-speaking people is a view that has been articulated and accepted by successive governments, successive prime ministers, successive presidents, President Sampanthan Bandaranaike, President Prime Minister Janis Bandaranaike, President George was, and subsequently, after the 30th Amendment, which was the first attempt to devolve power through constitutional arrangements, there were various steps taken to cure the deficiencies that existed in the 30th Amendment. During President Premlala's time, during President Chandrika Bandaranaike's time, during Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's time, during Mahinda Rajapaksa's time. In fact, Mahinda Rajapaksa said there must be maximum possible devolution, and people living in their respective areas must be in a position to determine their destiny. President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Paitipala Singh time, all these periods where different governments have existed under different parties and political leaders have accepted the concept of a historical habitation for the Tamil-speaking people. Of course, there has been a reference to a referendum which has not been held and which cannot be held, because more than 50% of the Tamil people in the northeast and the rest of the country have left the country and went to live abroad in different parts of the world. Until they return and they are able to exercise their franchise, referendum cannot be held. So the fact of the matter is that ever since independence until now, there has been a recognition of the concept of a historical habitation of the Tamil-speaking people, the Tamil people in the northeast. And this needs to be preserved in any political solution that is arrived at. The historical habitation of the Tamil-speaking people must be a unit of devolution. That will be to ensure that things do not continue in the same way. On the contrary, Tamil-speaking people will have a status, a right to exercise political power in the areas of their historical habitation. There is nothing unusual in this. The Scottish people have it in Scotland, in the United Kingdom. The Welsh people have it in Wales, in the United Kingdom. Irish people have it in Northern Ireland, in the United Kingdom. In Punjabi, in India, in Punjab, the Punjabi rule. In Bengal, the Bengali rule. In Telugu Desam, the Telugu rule. Similarly, the Tamil-speaking people want devolution of political power within the framework of a united, undivided, indivisible Sri Lanka, to a degree that will enable them to preserve their historical habitation and live with self-respect and dignity, fulfilling their entitlement and their rights under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights. These are legitimate aspirations of many people. Of the Tamils and the people who have historically inhabited the Northeast assert that it is right not be conceded to them. Thank you.